Hey everybody, this is Scoots, and I'm trying to run through these messages of why people support the show now. We talked about, who doesn't need to support the show, who could, but who is supporting the show, and why would someone support a free podcast? And there's three kind of main, they're all similar. So put yourself in this person's shoes. Maybe this is you, and maybe you're the person that'll support the show tonight. Because the first thing they do is they say, oh, Scooter has been talking to me. I can support the show. I want to support the show. I've just been kind of putting it off. And now I'm hearing that the show really does need my support. I'm going to support the show right now. And then they go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus right now. They did it last night or the night before. And they sign up to support the show because I know the show needs my support. I've just been waiting for the perfect time. Well, now's the perfect time. I'm going to do it. If that's you, sign up right now. sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Don't wait. You could set up the bonus content tomorrow or a day or two. But if you're hearing me right now and you're like, yeah, I am the one. I can support the show and I want to. And I can't replace this podcast with something else. sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus.
Not feeling the spring energy yet? You're not behind. With Grow Therapy, you can start small, like talking to someone who gets it. Covered by insurance, built for real progress. Whether it's your first time in therapy or your 50th, Grow makes it easier to find a therapist who fits you, not the other way around. They connect you with thousands of independent, licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person sessions, nights and weekends. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. And if something comes up, you can cancel up to 24 hours in advance at no cost. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. Whatever challenges you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Grow accepts over 100 insurance plans. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/PRX today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/PRX. growtherapy.com/PRX. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
If your eyes are the windows to your soul and your glasses are the windows to your eyes, then it's pretty important to find your perfect frames. That's why at Warby Parker, we've made shopping for eyewear as easy and fun as can be. Peruse endless styles in our stores, or use our app to virtually try on frames and get personalized recommendations. To find your next favorite pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contact lenses, or to locate your nearest Warby Parker store, head over to warbyparker.com. That's warbyparker.com.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the podcaster. Who doesn't, I honestly haven't had the time to look up the difference between pastries and patissier. You'd think I would have looked it up already, but, it's a third season of Great British Bake Off, Great British Baking Show we've covered. And it still gets me mixed up to the point that the last season, we were missing an episode because I called them both. I said, okay, well, there must only be. It really caused me a lot of consternation. But if you're confused, if you're as confused as I am, if you're as confused about me being confused, then you may be in the right place, because this is Sleep With Me, a podcast that's here to keep you company, to be your friend in the deep, dark night while you fall asleep, to give you a safe place, and to be a friendly voice, to make the deep, dark night feel less lonely so that you can drift off. That's really what the show is here to do. Does put a lot of people to sleep because I'm not super exciting. And that's what's coming up. And the show's here for you. That's why I make it. You deserve a good night's sleep, and I've been there, and so have a lot of other people that are listening right now. What we got coming up is sports. The show could be free. Then a long, meandering intro. You don't want to miss out on it. It's a show within a show meant to ease you into bedtime. And then later we'll be talking about the Great British Bake Off. 3 episodes left in the season. And you'll really hopefully you'll enjoy, hopefully you'll sleep through it, or it'll keep you company and make you feel less alone. So welcome to Sleep With Me, your friend in the deep, dark night. It's time for Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. And these sponsors are how we're able to do it for you for free twice a week.
This show is supported by Odoo. When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com. This show is supported by Blue Land. We hear a lot about microplastics in oceans and food, but they can also come from products we use every day at home, including cleaning products. Blue Land is on a mission to make it easy for everyone to make sustainable choices. Blue Land believes that hardworking, clean products can be the norm, not the exception, so that you can do better for your family and the planet at the same time. From cleaning sprays and toilet bowl cleaner to dishwasher and laundry detergent tablets, Blue Land's products are independently tested to perform alongside major brands, and the formulas are free from dyes, parabens, and harsh chemicals. You'll love not having to choose between the safe option and what actually gets your house clean. Blue Land is a certified B Corp and Leaping Bunny cruelty-free certified. Their formulas are EPA's Safer Choice certified, and many products have also earned Cradle to Cradle's Gold Material Health Certificate. If you're looking to make a small change in your routine, you can get 15% off your first order at blueland.com/prx. Get 15% off your first order by going to blueland.com/prx. blueland.com/prx.
All right, bakers, Scoots here. We're talking Great British Bake Off. Holy cow. It's good to be back in the baking chair, or good to be back in the tent. And it's time for Pastry Week. And like I said earlier, you know, this is a podcast who doesn't know his pastry from his patissier. It starts off with Noel and a cake. We do have to talk about Noel's sweater. Noel says, I made this cake for Peru. I just need to find a dish to serve it in. Then he opens a drawer and Sandy's napping in a drawer. I mean, it's like a special effect, obviously. And he says, you sleep in the cutlery drawer? No, I sleep on a washing up sponge. I do my diary in the cutlery drawer. Welcome to the Great British Baking Show. And he goes, have you seen my favorite dish? Ran away with the spoon. So they keep the jokes going. Now, then they do a teaser, but Noel's wearing a sweater that at my old apartment, and it was on the floor of two, I think both climb-in closets, or just, no, the first climb-in closet where I recorded the first 5 years of the podcast. Is that 5.5 years? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 6 years of the podcast. Oh, boy. So the first 6 years of the podcast, I recorded it on a rug that looked exactly like Noel's sweater. Originally, it was in my living room, kind of tongue-in-cheek, and it's a cool friend, yeah, I mean, if you see, you got to watch it. But yeah, it's just I don't know. So, okay, so they do talking heads, everybody's talking about pastry. David says, I have warm hands, which is good for healthcare, but not for pastry. No one likes doing pastry. Rosie says, I just don't like pastry. Mystifying Moroccan, teetering on the brink, technical teetering on the brink. Walk in, warm hands, tartine. Savory, not sweet, rough puff, or full pastry. The going gets tough. The pastry gets rough or full puff. Gotta have good lamination, which is like a Beach Boys song. On your mark, get set, bake. And everybody starts making their dough. Apple tart to tin. That's what Henry's talking about. Steph's talking about. I would do a vegetarian one if I did. Alice, I don't even know if I've had one of these, but this week I've had quite a few. Classic tart tartine is, Peru says, is pastry on, it's a flip. It's interesting. I'd like to do it. You make it in a frying pan. And it's kind of like you put the thing on top, like especially it looks like they use cast iron. Maybe not though, but you can't have a soggy bottom too much because you're flipping it over. But you gotta have caramelization, savory or sweet. You need that pie to look golden and delicious. Bruce says, light, flaky, golden brown pastry. Warm weather today, so using the freezer. Like Uncle Ebenezer, good lamination. And David's even singing good lamination. Now, you could do rough or full puff, but most of them have gone for rough because they don't have the time to do full puff. Rosie's doing a shallot, goat cheese, spiced red pepper, black garlic to add color and flavor. What's full puff? Noel says. Full puff is when you have a full slab of butter, flatten it out, stick it in the middle, and fold and fold and fold. Rough puff is you roll or grate butter or smear it between the layers. And he says, okay. And, but working with one, it's so warm, they're like, you got to use frozen butter, grate it or something else and fold it. Steph's showing us how. And, otherwise it'll be flat and claggy if you don't get the good lamination. That's what this is all about, pastry. And Henry closes his freezer door, opens back up. He closes it again, uses his wrist because he's got dough on his hands. And then we have the filling sequence. David's working on purple carrots. Henry, tartine. He's doing crab, new potato, and tomato. And they say, good Lord, crab and new potato, a seafood salad, crab and radish. And they say, can we talk about your tie? Is it a little warm for a tie? And it's loosened up. They say you could loosen it more. He says, I may not, though. I could. Meanwhile, Paul's got two buttons on his shirt open. It is hot, though, Henry says. Steph's doing dress down approach, shallots or cheese and onion, tomatoes. She tried tomatoes. They didn't work. So caramelized onion, goat cheese, tartine, balsamic vinegar, caramel, basil, as they say. Bruce says, sounds simple, could be delicious. Bruce looking hopping blue with the red underneath, her glasses match her vest. Prue would make a good librarian. Alice is going, leeks, a lattice of leeks. Holy cow, talk about alliteration. And that'll create a nice crisscross pattern, Alice says. Leek apple and goat cheese with thyme and honey. Say, what time is it, honey? What honey time? It's honey time with an 8 or a Y. And you don't want it to be soggy, though, Alice points out, because they were going to want perfection. David's doing a caramely, carroty crunch walnuts. Bulgaria, you just pick them from the hills, and those were picked by his partner's grandma. And he has them in a jelly jar. So, treasured gift, heritage carrots, shallots. He's got dips, carrot tops. Prue says carrot tops. Last time I heard about carrot top was when we were doing a Gallagher retrospective. He's also using a Bulgarian cheese that he had to search for at shops. Finally found it in London. And hopefully it'll be delicious altogether. Hopefully, yes. And Elsa smartly is using a cutting board made of marble that she had in her freezer. I didn't realize. So I said, that's kind of brilliant. I think it's marble. It could be plastic, but. And everybody's trying to get their lamination, worried about it, in and out of the freezer. Stuff's coming out of the oven. Henry's got his little tomatoes. Don't want a soggy bottom, though. David's carrots come out, 3 different styles. Caramelized carrots are nice. And then we see people's, what is that called? Cast iron. Henry's going to fry potatoes as like a liquid barrier. Because no one wants a soggy tart. We get the outside. Sandy and Noel have lobster oven mitts. They're arm wrestling, talking about cracks. And we're halfway through. And the only way to get the golden brown top is with a well-made caramel. What? How can you have caramel with something savory, though? Alice is putting her leeks in caramel, and that's where she's making her lattice leeks. And Henry's doing his new potatoes, like slices of potatoes in the caramel. David's doing his ginger sumac and carrots. Rosie's doing onions and some other vegetables in a pattern. Alice's leeks have gone soft. And, yeah, we're watching everybody just do some assembly. Rosie's got it's like, maybe I put too much butter in there. Maybe I should drain the butter. Not sure. Steph's got caramelized onions. Then Henry's doing another layer of tomatoes and potatoes. Rosie's trying to get some of the butter out. Oh dear. Oh, bother. And Steph's rolling out her thing. They're talking goat cheese and simplicity. Enkel is a Danish word. Beauty through simplicity, Sandy says. Simple, sometimes that's what works. Then they show Noel trying to use a lobster glove to make his phone. The Salvador Dali mobile phone is not working out. 45 minutes left. Henry puts his stuff, he's trying to get everything in the oven. Rosie's talking about black garlic, but maybe it's going to make it too dark and look burnt, but it's black garlic. David's doing his final roll. So everybody's getting their pie top ready. And pressure's on, trying to get it, everybody's trying to get it done. So, because you want to, as soon as you roll it out, you want to get in the oven. Everybody's got fans, too, because it's so hot. And people are kind of trying to create ways to get their steam out. I guess not everybody's using cast iron. Some people are using other frying pans or like a frying pan without a handle. Rosie's got the cast iron. Maybe she's the only one. 20 minutes, 180, 20 minutes, 160, Steph's 190, 20 minutes, then maybe drop it to 180. And everything's in the oven. So then people are trying to stay cool, like, because it's really hot. Everybody's doing 20 minutes and watching their ovens. Steph's really staring right at the oven and whizzing it with olive oil. Crab salad. Alice, what do you do? Like, Alice is keeping an eye on her pastry. Soggy middle, soggy bottom. And yeah, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know. Why are you wearing a wet tea towel as a scarf, David? He's trying to stay cool. A lot of waving then outside of the tent. 5 minutes. Noel has a sound effect, electronic handheld sound effect thing that you like buy from a comic book. But everybody's like, I don't know if it's going to be soggy or not on the bottom. So everyone's under duress, I'd say. And Alice's is not cooking, too much liquid, so she's trying to drain some of the liquid out now. And maybe super sog, but I'll give it 3 more minutes. Puts it back in the oven. David's comes out. Henry's comes out. This has to be done. Now I got to get all the toppings ready. And David says, okay, mine has the layers. I'm going to leave it out for a couple minutes. That's something I learned recently. Steph talks about the same thing. Tin leaving time. Do you leave for a minute? How long do you leave it for? David starts working on his dips. Rosie's waiting another minute and a half. Alice is checking hers. Okay, it's soggy. Rosie's like giving it 5 more seconds. But now it's coming out. It's nice and crispy on the top. Who knows about the bottom? So you got to flip it. 1 minute left. So everybody starts flipping theirs. So then the top of the pie becomes the bottom. And I guess it's supposed to surround the whole thing, though. And everybody's happy that most of them stayed together and did not stick to the pan. So everybody starts doing their assembly. Alice's lattice worked. So everybody's kind of happy. It doesn't look too soggy. And go to the end of the benches. And everybody exhales. And we see the sun. And now they say, okay, now Paul and Prue are up to check it out. Hello, Henry. So we see Henry's, Prue says, I like the crab on there. It's original. And Paul says there's lamination layers. Could use some more caramelization on the potato, maybe. And he flips one thing to see the bottom. Nice color, nice pastry, nice lamination. Paul takes a bite. Flavors are delicious. So Henry says, thank goodness. A little chili and dill in the crab. Beautiful. And Prue said, I would have advised you not to do it, but I would have been wrong. Delicious. Well done. Thank you. And David's up next. Layers look excellent. It's a little burnt, though, Paul says. And David says, those are purple carrots. And he says, okay, anyway. He goes, this isn't exactly attractive. Cuts well, smells good. Nice flaky base, really nice base. They take a bite, they put some dip on it. It's a bit dry. Needs the sauce of the dips, but it shouldn't be saved by the sauce, Bruce says. We're judging the tart. Flavors are beautiful, but dry. And Sandy says, I'm going to take a purple carrot, burnt carrot, hearty har. Then we go to Alice, who's up next. They love the lattice, clever. A little disappointed because it's not caramelized, so. But you can see the layers. So we'll have to see how the texture is. They start cutting it. Sounds good when we're cutting it, crispy. And they flip it. Okay, nice color underneath, but a little soggy line. Oh, boy. And Paul takes a bite. Then Prue takes a bite. Tastes the honey and the butter. Okay. Delicious. Apple and leeks. Melt in your mouth, but too wet, Paul says. And a little more color on it would have nailed it. She says, thank you. Woo. She says, Steph's up next. And Paul says, and he doesn't like the goat cheese circles on top. Bruce says, it looks like you just added it on. But they say, okay, cuts well, nice and not very thick. And they take a bite. Very nice flavor. Bruce says, sweetness from the shallots comes through, caramelization, even get a toffee. But the goat's cheese, maybe put it inside, and the pastry's a little thin, but the flavor, can't argue with it. And they say, that's okay. Steph says, okay, that's all right. Then they go to Rosie's next. And she goes, red wine and balsamic. And the color's from the black garlic. And Paul says, it looks charred to me. And they take a slice, nice and thick pastry, but a bit wet under there. But some layers, but soggy. But majority of it, Paul's fixated on. It's quite wet. And she says, yeah, I put up twice as much butter. So they take a bite, quite a lot of garlic. You're going to have people that like garlic around you and soggy bottom, like a membrane, Sandy says. So they go off. She checks it, and she's a little bit upset. Then we see some flowers and Bumble friends, talking heads. Henry says that went quite well. Didn't expect that. David's head dry. And he goes, yeah, that's what the sauces were there for, but Paul didn't want those. Rosie's gutted, because now I got to make more pastry. Yay. We see a deer, and then we go back to the tent. Okay, so we see the gingham towel, and, no practice on this one. So what is up next? They come out. Noel's got different gear on. I don't know if this is a different day because I wasn't paying enough. This one's been set by Paul, though. Consistency really matters, Paul says. Thanks, Paul. And is he finished? Okay. Well, I guess why Noel wouldn't have a sweater on is because it's so warm. And they're going up to a yard sale. Paul's selling old slippers. Okay, so you have to make a Moroccan pie, waka or brick pastry. Waka, I think I wrote out how to say it, and a perfectly spiced filling, and that's all there is to it. Waka, White Walker, because Henry says White Walker from a Walker pastry. It's phyllo-ish, maybe? I don't know, Alice says. No one's ever heard of it, and Henry's confident that no one's ever heard of it. David has on a travel program. And they say, Paul, what's this Moroccan pie? Well, it's a bit like a phyllo mince pie, layer on layer on layer, and you build it up and you put your filling in and then fold it over the top. But you're making it with a Walker pastry or brick, which is difficult because it's a loose batter. Make it on a hot plate with a brush. Can't be too thin because it'll disintegrate, but if it's too thick, it'll be splodgy. And the mixture is going to be chicken, a lot of spices, but we don't, Paula didn't tell you how much spice to use. And Bruce says, this is crispy and delicious. Okay, solid enough. So, yeah. I mean, look how thin it is. But this is going to be rough with the heat wave. And Paul says, yeah, I probably wouldn't have done it if, I didn't know, what I'm saying. If I knew it's this hot. So everybody's trying to follow the directions and make their dough. You don't want it to be too thick. You got to place a flat pan, which is literally like a frying pan flattened out, that they put it over boiling water, I think. Steph is a little bit under duress. Rosie's got a nice citrus-style shirt on, and everybody's trying to paint and being like, and then Noel says, can you explain it to me? It's like wallpaper paste on a plate on top of a pan. And it's not going good for Henry either. He's like, holy cow. Alice says, my first one came out a bit thick. David's is thinner, but he's like, okay, he throws his first one out. Steph's is not working at all. We see the top of the tent. Alice lowered her temperature, maybe be easier now. So Henry says, okay, I'm getting comfortable. Rosie's comfortable. Got to make 12 of them. Steph is not having any luck at all and really feeling it. And big frowny face. And Steph says, this is my fear of not being able to present something. Noel says, you can do it, Steph. You can do it. Don't worry. She goes, it's grim. Noel says, keep going. So Steph tries using a spoon, and I'm going to try to get through this. Then we see exterior shot. Then somebody else says, Bakers, you're halfway through. And it says, Sandy, you need to shave. You're starting to look like Adam Hills. I don't know who Adam Hills is, so I'm going to look it up. I'm not the most knowledgeable person in the world. Adam Hills, Australian comedian. Is this who it is? Possibly. He was, let me see if I put Adam Hills, Great British Bake Off. Adam Hills, Great British Bake Off. Took his kids to watch Bake Off being filmed. Viewers baffled by Adam Hills. This is in the Daily Express. Unexpected cameo by a famous face. I guess it's a video report, or where's the actual continue reading? Channel 4 viewers may know Adam Hills from the topical comedy show The Last Leg, where Adam acts as host. The fans were confused but also happy. Like a mashup. So sure, all the listeners in the UK know who Adam Hills is. So then everybody's working on their chicken. So I kind of cleared that up. Chopping meat, putting it in, and putting in the spices, and onion, garlic, harissa paste, fennel seeds, cumin seeds, ginger, and cardamom. This sounds exactly like what I would like. Steph put it does smell good. Steph says a teaspoon of everything. Henry's like, I don't much like spicy stuff. And Alice is kind of coughing at the amount of spice from the harissa paste. Half hour left. And everybody's counting their sheets. And Henry's still doing it. And then he says, like, he refers to the GOT wakas. It's Arabic for sheet, Sandy says. So sheet pastry. And so, okay, so then you got to layer them in the tin. Kind of, it's interesting. I don't know if would have had that. So you put 7 on the bottom, then you put the chicken mixture in. Ooh, chickpeas, chicken. That looks delicious. And Henry says it looks like, that would make any kind of pie or even an empanada really good. Noel's talking to Henry about folding, and how it's got to be scrunched in so it has some texture. Steph's kind of like, mine are too thick. David's got his ready. So then you put it in. Oh, I guess you bake it and then you add the filling. Just says bake. Maybe I'll check it after 20 minutes, Alice says. Or not, Rosie says that. And Henry's like Henry's running a little bit behind, I think. I guess they did have the filling in there. So they bake it with the filling. Henry's groaning. Alice is watching hers, leaving until the last minute. Rosie says, oh boy, everybody's trying to stay cool. Then they start playing catch with a lime, Henry and David. And then they play kind of hot potato. And then Noel starts throwing around a lemon. They're definitely playing hot potato. And 5 minutes, so stop mucking about. And everybody's like, okay, checks their oven. Henry's as far from baked. He's trying to wait till the last second. Rosie's trying not to drop hers. Alice, I'm not sure. Steph, this is grim. Everybody's 1 minute left. Henry grabs his with 1 minute left. Steph sighs. And Henry is trying to get his out of his tin. It's very warm. And everybody gets theirs barely on the plate. Henry starts falling apart. Rosie's leaking a lot of juice, and then hers starts to fall apart. Oh my gosh, my stomach, though, is rumbling. Carrots, chickpeas, and chicken. So it does sound really delicious. They say, we're looking for a perfectly crisp, unsplit wok of pastry. So we go to the judging. They start with Rosie. Burst, yeah. Maybe she tried to cover it up, I guess, or whoever. There's no base at all, just filling. And sharp on the spices. I like that. Good flavor, Paul and Bruce say, but bit of a mess. And then they go to Steph. Okay, this is difficult to cut. There is a base, though. Pastry's a bit thick and tough and undercooked, but the filling is delicious. Filling's good. And then they go to Henry's. Whole thing collapsed. Mild flavored. Then they go to Alice. Neater, solid, impressed with the top. Nice folded look. Soggy when you get down to the bottom layer, though. A lot of garlic. Spicy, isn't it? Too much garlic. Then they go to David's. Nice, good base. Holding together. And when it's really hot, this is excellent. Lovely. And then they say, okay, Prue and Paul are going to judge from worst to best now. Fifth position, this one. That's Henry. Henry struggled a bit with the pastry. Then Steph is fourth. Filling was delicious, but needed longer. Third, Alice, not bad. Came together nicely, strong flavors. But overboard with the garlic. And second place is Rosie. And everybody's like, whoa, it's debate about it because it exploded. But the pastry was excellent and flavorsome, so filling was good. And first place is David. Finally first. He had some thin pastry, but he managed to layer up solid colors. Well done. Finally first. Finally got first place, he says. 8 tries, and my pie exploded. Steph's relieved she got through it. Flaky. Monday, Thursday, Henry talks about. Monday, Thursday. Then they say, okay, the bakers have one last chance. They show everybody going to the tent. Who's going to be star baker? Who must leave the tent? Table talk, brilliant signature, lousy technical for Henry. David came in first in the technical. The same situation the last couple of weeks. Roles reversed, so it all relies on the showstopper. Alice and Henry not doing great. And, but Bruce says, my lunch was delicious. I love that crab and it's a tart, so. But Rosie managed to pull herself out. So we have no idea who's winning, frankly. It's tight. And you're going to have to create a little bit of magic because semifinals are next week. So the judges come out. All right, Showstopper, a stunning vertical pie. Vertical pie? What's next? Horizontal quiche? And also Sandy says, yeah, quiches are horizontal. Decoratively shaped, ranged vertically, at least 2 pies on top of a pie. Savory or sweet, any pastry you like, but not each other's. 4 hours. Bake it. Everybody gets to work. They start chilling the pastry. Stuff's like, this is not my thing. Never been into pie. And everyone's feeling the pressure. Prue's like, yeah, this is a wild idea, vertical pie. And Paul says, yeah, it's like 3 pies on top of each other. And they could be boring or interesting, Bruce says. Could be short crust or water crust. I don't even know. I missed it. Pastry needs to be delicious, so. Water crust? I don't know. Don't put too much liquid. We want to be able to put a knife through so it holds its shape. This challenge is going to be difficult. So we're looking for the 4 best people. And they start with Alice. Tell us about your vertical pie, Alice. Okay, I'm making a tree trunk out of the pastry. And I'm going to support a pie on top of that. Apple treehouse pie, blackberry, hollow tree trunk, toasted pecans, short crust pastry. And they say, okay, it's going to have to be thick to support it. I hope it stays. And Sandy says, I could live in it if there was a ladder. And she goes, oh, I'm making a ladder and a swing, a pastry ladder. And that's not the only thing scaling in the tent, because David's doing a fish pie, because it's Whitby, his old fishing port. So I'm doing a Whitby fish pie, short crust, like a really fancy, like design, sea-based, fishing-based design. And he goes, I'm doing it without a lidless tie. So an open pie, they say. Paul's looking at him like, now you don't want to overwork your short crust, and you got to let it rest, or it'll be tough and rubbery, they say. So everybody's working their short crust and getting their fillings ready. So then we have everybody's chopping up their fillings, chilies, going into the curry for Steph. Steph was like, maybe the first thing I ate when I was younger, I was a curry girl. And it goes back to my childhood. It's a curried chickpea and potato carousel pie, hot water crust. Oh, that's the other kind of pastry, hot water crust. She said she went to a wedding and they had a carousel, and that's cool. Sandy says that's cool too. And Steph's not the only one making curry. Rosie's also doing curry vegetables, a little bit mild though. Her husband doesn't like spicy food. She's slowly converting him. Rosie's doing a Rapunzel tower, hot water crust, a rose and vegetable, dragon friend. How many pies altogether? 9 pies. 9 pies? Are you going to finish this on time? Yeah, I practiced it. Yes-ish, I've got it done. And then they go to Henry. Hey, Henry, so you're making a savory pie? Pretty savory. Ham? Yeah, let's have some ham. So they're all trying Henry's ham and joking around. You're doing a vertical sweet and savory pie like a chandelier, reminiscent of a chandelier, he says. Chandelier picnic pie, cranberries, apricots, blackberries, mint leaves, spiced chocolate and pecan, and cinnamon. And they say, well, who says that's nice? He goes, my mom. And they say, okay, we won't mess with your mother here. And judges are expecting moist fillings packed with flavor. Alice is getting that Granny Smith. Nice piece of smoked salmon, I think. Is it from Whitby? No. And they talk about living in Whitby and being a teen and that kind of stuff. Looks like he's doing, but Paul's just staring at Henry, kind of not helping him, kind of messing with his rhythm. He says Paul has eyes like a shark, but less mercy. And then, okay, everybody has their pastry to worry about, lard, butter, a lot of fat going in there. Hot water crust is, you have to use it straight away, I guess. Whatever their pastry. If it's too thick, it won't be strong enough. So you have to balance the structural integrity of the pie, make sure it holds together. Now Noel has a crab hat on, and everybody's trying to get their pies together, a little flustered. And Henry's kind of trying to do a pipe nozzle through his pies. Got to do the timing's got to be right with all these pies. So pies are going in the oven, 1 hour and 10 for Steph's, 2 of Rosie's in the oven, many to go. Alice has got to get the last pie in the oven. Noel's talking dragons with a dragon named Bert Camembert, Bert the Dragon, unicorns, rainbows, dragons. What about a sports car? Then Henry's working on his pecan pie filling, 1 hour and a half, but there's only 1 hour left. So Henry goes, wait a second, I thought we had 2 hours. So he's not in great shape. All of Rosie's pies are in the oven. Henry gets his in. Got a craft pastry deck perfection. So they're working on their structures and their decorations, trees, trunks, carousels, scales for the fish, chandelier shapes, everything, putting the decoration pieces in the oven, fish tails, dragon scales. Then Noel's doing these ongoing sack jokes with Sandy. 1, 2, 3. And you got a half hour left. Okay, and then it's like, okay, is it time to get them out of the oven? How much more time do I leave them? People are saying, okay, mine look okay, I think. And David's topless, lidless pies. Henry's trying to get his pies out of the tins, and they're not coming apart. I don't know what to do, he says. So it's kind of like a slide-off pie tin, because you don't eat it. I guess it's because it's like a, English-style standing pie. Oh, yeah, like a meat pie versus a pie in a pie tin. That we're like in the U.S., we're used to that, pie staying in, keep your pies in the tin, the USA. England, let your pie be free. And Rosie does some tongue-in-cheek stuff. Her dragon looks really good. Steph's trying to create structures so her pies stay, and everybody's trying to put it together. Boat and David's treehouse, 1 minute left. Henry's using dowels and some decoration. Alice has got a swing. David's is very sculptural. Rosie's trying to balance hers, and that's it. And Steph and David hug. Not perfect, but okay. Rosie's trying to worry about her, is mine going to fall apart or not? Then we see the outside of the tent. The bakers are sitting. Paul and Peru will be judge. Rosie goes first. Sandy goes to help. They really got to go slow. No rush at all. And it looks good when it's at presentation. Got braided hair, design's amazing, like the joke of the night, imaginative, funny too. Pie number 1, it's a giant cutting a cake. Pastry's too thick though. So, and curry flavor's good though, Paul says, but it a little bit dry, falls apart. She was worried about the moisture, but dryness is worse. And the camembert, goodbye, Bert, as they go into the cheese dragon. And very dry, too. Sculpture's excellent. Textures are wrong. Thank you, Rosie. Alice is next. Apple House tree pie. Also looks good. Swing. The trunk of the tree is well done. Overall design, exceptional. And they cut the first pie. And take some bites of it. It's tough as old boots. I worked it too much. Bruce is not as tough, but it's not the tenderest. Filling's dry. Taking the moisture out of it. Not enough sweetness. Idea's fantastic, but not quite there. Thank you. Imaginative. Then David's up next. His is very intricate, really interesting. Big marine story. 3 pies, 1 story. Design good, well constructed. I don't know about the exposed vegetables, so Paul says I don't like that. I like my pies enclosed. And pastry could have been baked a bit longer. Okay. They start eating it. And lovely and short, but over seasoned. Smoked salmon feels dry, lost all the moisture, no lid. It dried out. Then Steph's up. Her pie looks pretty good. Bruce says she loves it. Horses are lovely. Pastry's properly browned. Pastry squares could have been thinner on the side, but neat and organized. Very Steph. So they cut the thing, holding together nicely. Paul says, Prue gives thumbs up, delicious, not too dry. Flavors are lovely. And the filling's not moving, but it's still moist. Wow. Pastry's thin, flaky. Really nice pie. Thank you. Thank you. Steph carries hers back. They say, well done. Henry, you're up, buddy. He carries his up, and it's a little shaky. Everybody laughs. And Bruce says, my first feeling is just stacked pies. It's unimaginative. And dried leaves doesn't work. Paul says, let's open these pies up. Pastry's a little thick. It's a lot thick. And it's raw. It needed to be paper thin. And they start taking bites of it. Very dry. Should have used a fattier meat, maybe. Bone dry. You may had a hole in the top. And then the dessert pie tastes like mince pie, more Christmas flavors than chocolate. And they say humbug. Henry says that the idea is there, Henry, but not executed. Maddening. And Henry says, geez, I might be in danger here. And Rosie says, this is going to be tough. I would be gutted if I went home now. This is a tough place. We see a duck and 3 or 4 ducklings, sky shot, table talk, visual feast, but disappointing. Dry. The only one that got it right was Steph. She was in the middle. Now she's up there for Star Baker. David did great, but it was a little dry. Henry we're disappointed in. That was so disappointing, dry, thick, and it wasn't imaginative either. Did well in the signature, struggled with the technical, struggled with this. Rosie didn't look good. Showstopper design was one of the best, but it was dry. They're both in trouble. Noel says, come this far, and it's a terrible point to go out, huh? And then they say, okay, we're going to find out who's going through here. And Sandy's like, I get to do Star Baker because next week's harder. That's why I have to go next week. And she says, Star Baker's Steph. And Noel says, that means I got the horrible job announcing who's going home. And the one who's leaving this week is Henry. And Henry nods. There's a lot of hugging and sad faces. And then this great story from Henry. He goes, I first met Paul outside the bake-off tent at age 12, and I shook his hand. And Paul says, unlucky mate. And he says, I never thought I'd be there with him, actually baking. And he says, yeah, he's really improved. He did a great job. The other 4 are just better. Henry says, it's been a pleasure. Darling Rosie. Rosie's sad, but she's happy to still be there. And even Bruce says, Rosie's not believing her luck. And Steph just says, what? Wow. And pastries. Well done. Bruce says, that was faultless. And then Steph says, is this for real? And the episode comes to a close. Good night, everybody. All right, I want to thank the people that became patrons recently. Marcy, LJ, and Marissa, thank you, thanks, and good night. Otessa, Rochelle, and Angela, thank you, thanks, and good night. Jordan, Matthew, and Nasir, thank you, thanks, and good night. Becca, Rain, and Amanda, thank you, thanks, and good night. Ann, Amy, and Liz, thank you, thanks, and good night. Bridget, Mr. Happy, and Louise, thank you, thanks, and good night. Laura and Helen, thank you, thanks, and good night. And Colleen and Nazia, thank you, thanks, and good night. Thanks to everybody who supports the show directly on Patreon or Apple Podcasts. That's literally how we exist. And people who support the sponsors, that's how we keep the show free for everybody. So I appreciate it. You can support the show freely by just spreading the word about the podcast or letting people know about it. And here's Scoots coming up with like a Tuck You In sponsor or request, and that's how we've been able to grow the archives to those 600 episodes, not 300. Thanks, everybody. All right, buddy, this is Scoots with a tuck you in message about, I've been asking people when they sign up to support the show, why? Like, what is the biggest reason someone supports the show? So I don't know if you want to do this. You could put yourself in their shoes. I'm going to walk you through what some people have said, the kind of recurring themes. And maybe if you put yourself in their shoes, maybe you're the one tonight that'll support the show. So here's how it goes normally. This is the most popular kind of response. First they say, yeah, no, Scooter was talking to me. I am the one who can support the show and who wants to. I've just been putting it off or thinking someone else is going to do it or tuning it out. But yeah, I'm the one. And I remember what my life was like, what my bedtime was like before I found Sleep With Me. I remember that, and I didn't like it. And I don't want to go back to that. And I know, just like Scooter says, the show can't exist unless people like me support it. If I don't support it, or someone doesn't support it for me, the show won't be here. And I don't want that either. And then what they always do, and they tell me about this, the people that actually have been signed up lately, they go right now. So if this is you, go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus right now and sign up, and then worry about the bonus content tomorrow. Because if you put it off, you will put it off for years. But as soon as you sign up, you could have that relief. You see, I'm a part of this now. I'm a part of what's keeping this show going. I'm a part of this bedtime relief for me. Now I don't got to worry about whether the show's going to be around or not. And for other people too. And that feels pretty nice. A lot better than what it used to be like. So thanks. Thanks for supporting the show. And when you sign up, you get a video from me saying just that. The second one kind of goes very similarly. And it does take hearing me ask 30, 40, 50 times that suddenly something clicks and it's like, man, this show, Scooters really needs some support here. I didn't realize it just clicks at some point. This podcast needs people to support it to exist. And I am so happy this is in the world. It changed my relationship with sleep like nothing else had. There's not something that could replace this. And if Scooter stopped narrating the show or making the show, I would really miss him. Even if it was somebody else or a different company making the podcast, I would miss this version of Sleep With Me if it was gone a lot. Because I like it. I love it. And it makes my life better. I really enjoy it. And I don't want to go without it. And I do know now it needs my support right now. And then right now, maybe you're the one. They go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. They sign up. They set up the bonus content a day or two from now when I send out the follow-up welcome video and stuff like that. But then they're like, wow, I get a video from Scoots when I sign up. Man, maybe now I feel closer to this show. I feel really good because I've done my part. I don't got to worry about it anymore. I was putting it off. I put it off for 3-4 years. That's a common refrain lately. And I'm glad it clicked, and I'm glad to be a part of this thing. So if that's you, I hope it is. You can support the show. You're in a position to, and you will right now because you'll miss it if it's gone. Don't wait. sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. And the next one kind of looks something like, okay, put yourself in this person's shoes. Maybe this is you. Maybe you only use the show when you need it, or maybe you use the show pretty often, but you're like, finally, I found something that makes my relationship with bedtime better. I tried all this other stuff. I paid for a lot of stuff, but Sleep With Me has made my nights better, and therefore my days are better. And I don't want to go back to what it was like before the show was a part of my life. So me paying $120, $240, $60 a year, like Scoots is serious. That's another thing they realize. My $60 a year will change the future of the podcast. My $60 a year is a really big deal to the show and to Scooter and to keeping it going. So I'm going to go right now and support the show at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. And they do that right now when it clicks. And then suddenly after they do it, they feel good. And then they feel even better when I send them a thank you video. Because then I say, hey, what made you sign up to support the show? Because it changed my life. Because it did this for me. It helped me in this way. Because I don't want to think about not having the podcast in my life. Or the podcast has helped me through these major things in my life. And I want it to be around the next time something else comes up. If that's you, you can sign up at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. But don't put it off, because if you're like most people, you'll put it off for 2 or 3 years. And we could really use your support tonight. So think about it. Thanks.